Hello guys and welcome to an Undead gameplay. We've waited for quite a bit, but you saw the first impression earlier today. Now we're gonna see what Undead has to offer in a normal game. I hope we don't get a desync along the way, but I don't think that's the case. So we're at Echo Isles, we're playing against an Orc player, starting off with some Fiends and the Death Knight, the new female Death Knight that we have for the Undead. Ping is good, FPS is good, so I'm looking forward to this game, giving him a GGHF. Remo was streaming quite a few games, but I don't think these games were very representative, so I will do my very best and try to give you a normal Undead game here in Warcraft 3 Reforged, with maybe some Banshees later. We saw the Dreadlord in the first impression video. Now let's see what the Crypt Lord has to offer if we get this far, which we obviously should. So, in case you haven't seen this yet, the building animations are way too big. I hope they will rescale this after a while. We're going to focus on creeping for the first couple of minutes and then go into the fight. So what do we have? We have a crypt that looks very different from the original, especially the top. Everything is very, very green. The blight is, I guess, not finished. The graveyard tombs are maybe a little off as well, like the side making everything a little like even bigger than it is. So that's the first impression, I guess. Necropolis looks really good. Altar looks really good. Ziggurat, you will see it. It's not as big as the animation suggests. So here we have the new icons, and we built the female Death Knight into Lich, into Crypt Lord so far. And the Fiends, I still think the icons for Undead, they look... It's pretty rough, actually. It's pretty rough
I gladly obey.
To distinguish stuff. These icons should be, like, they look redone, but they're pretty original, right? It's just HD graphics of the normal ones. The acolytes look a little ninja-esque, in case you can't see. There, they hold the dagger in their hand, which is a small nuance, which I like. The ghouls are completely different. They are the WoW ghouls, and here you have the Crypt Fiends. They're a little more round than usual, not as lengthy as they were before. And yeah, ghouls, I can show you here. It's the WoW ghouls, they look super derpy. And here we have the female Death Knight. Oh yeah, in the beta we only have the female Death Knights. A lot of details on that model. But we're not here to zoom in on stuff, we're here to kick some ass.
My vengeance is yours.
Right? So, two Fiends. We're gonna get skeletons, of course, as well, which is built a little sheep. There you go. Get wrecked.
My vengeance
skeletons, and then we start creeping here on Echo Isles. It's time for the tech very soon. Rising up in levels, getting our aura. That's always the task for Undead. As I pointed out in the first impression, coil looks very bad. At the moment it's a little bug. Gives you the death sound of the Death Knight, which is absolutely not intended, I guess. I hope, at least.
My patience has
ended. Out. I have no idea what my opponent is doing, but that should be fine for now.
My patience has
going down south, getting level 2. This tech animation, super bright.
I wish only
they need some fixing on that. And if you upgrade a tower,
we demand additional lumber.
Once you have more lumber than I have currently, then you'll see that the entire structure is rebuilding.
Are under attack.
There you go. Oh. There you go. The entire structure is rebuilding. That should be a bug as well. Undead is quite buggy at the moment, but it's the first day out. They will definitely work on stuff. So we got our third ghoul for the necessary lumber income.
My vengeance is
and make our way down south. Of course, I want to make this game as long as possible to show you a lot of heroes.
Upgrade complete.
Or as many heroes as possible.
My vengeance is yours.
Coil again. It's just a little projectile which is green. It's definitely not great. The skeletons, it's hard
My
to
vengeance is
click on them.
yours.
Not the greatest hitboxes yet.
My patience
And if you have
has
them
ended.
in one fight with ghouls, that's also pretty rough.
My patience has ended. My vengeance is yours.
To distinguish between
As you
units.
order. My patience has ended.
Going to the market, another fiend is coming. Looks
I
good so
am the
far.
darkness.
We'll send out some
You
skeletons
call.
soon once to know what our opponent is doing. He left us alone for a long time,
My vengeance is yours.
so I'm hoping for a little replenishment here.
My patience has ended.
Still find it kind of
I
hard to
am
click
the
on,
darkness. You call.
but maybe it's just me
Let
or the
battle be
hitbox.
joined.
So level 3 acquired.
help you?
Still need some time.
I am the
Let's
darkness.
see what our opponent is doing here on the southern side
Upgrade complete.
of Echo Owls. We go for the Lich. Obviously,
I
we go
bow
for
to
a
your will.
slaughterhouse as well.
Yes, master.
The buildings,
You
except the
call.
crypt, they are very true to the original. I think the Haunted Goldmine is, of course, very different as well.
I am the
But that looks pretty badass, if you ask me. Slaughterhouse, very true. We will see
My
it once the
patience
Lich
has
arrives.
ended. My vengeance is yours.
I like, by the way, how the wards look. They're really cool. All the wards, actually.
I am the darkness.
So my opponent leaves me
My
alone. This gives us
vengeance
some
is
time to show
yours.
Undead. The movement is pretty good. Fiends, when they attack, you don't see the little spiders coming out of them too well.
You
You
call.
can see it here. Or you could see it for a second. So that's definitely something that needs to be worked on. I go tier 3, of course. And again, this animation way too big.
Direct me.
Go Nova, baby.
I am the darkness.
Stealing more
You
experience
call.
from our
Yours
opponent and going back a little
Summoning
to
is
creep up more of the map. Here you see the slaughterhouse. That's really well done, I think. More details, but not
My
too many.
vengeance is yours. For the Lich King.
And very true to the original, as I said.
Direct me.
So here you see the first flaw, or the next big flaw. Nova
My
is way too
patience
weak.
has
Like,
ended.
you don't really see that this is supposed to be a Nova.
I wish
forgot
only
the
to
ziggurat.
serve.
My vengeance is yours.
It's time to queue an attack upgrade.
You call.
Lich is getting pimped already.
Here.
Two gloves of haste. And here, the next big flaw, the healing animation is
My
really
vengeance is
big.
yours.
And very holy. Maybe it should be more unholy. But yeah,
You
in big
call.
fights, this is, in my
I
opinion, way
am
too
the darkness.
Summon more ziggurats.
big. Ah,
Yours to command.
My vengeance is yours. My patience has ended.
So we creep up more for higher level Lich. And we add some Destroyers and then
is
Banshees
complete.
into the mix.
I bow to your will. I cannot summon there. Thy will be done.
I am the darkness.
Ooh, that lightning shield does a lot of damage.
Research complete.
My vengeance is yours.
That's right.
You call.
So our side of the map is pretty much empty with this. Tier 3 almost done, so we go back to grip up the orb. The animation for the orb
Research complete.
could and should also be redone.
You call.
Direct me.
So waiting. There we
Upgrade
go.
complete.
Orb grabbed up. Destroyer. Oh no, we need another one. Can we queue another fiend? No, not really. As the Crypt
My
Lord is coming.
patience has ended.
Whoops, forgot to do that. So the statue looks really cool, this new Egyptian look. I mean, it had the Egyptian look as well, but this is pretty much the swings, right? Swings and wings. I like this.
Summon
Just a really cool take on
Yours
this.
to command.
So temple is ready. We go Banshees.
You call.
Thy bidding.
I am the darkness.
Yours to command.
You see, this is not really something. It's like a little fairy floating around the Lich. Also, the animation doesn't look as dangerous anymore
My
as it was.
vengeance is
What?
yours.
Direct
You
me.
call. I cries.
Lost. Ah,
Sworn
yeah.
to hence I come.
So here's our Crypt Lord, who looks really badass.
Indubitably.
Very cool textures here on the back. Really?
My
I kind of want to
patience
know
has
what my opponent is
ended.
doing by now.
I serve only.
My vengeance is
He
yours.
should be doing
We
something.
demand additional lumber.
You call.
Is he towering up? Oh, we don't have web.
I am
I haven't seen web
Forces
actually.
are under attack.
So curious about that.
My patience has ended.
Oh no.
You call.
You brought me
He goes Wyvern.
back.
I gotta regroup a little.
Proceed.
I am the darkness.
I have heard the summons.
My patience
I
has
haven't
ended.
seen any of his
Research my light for
an
Nezul.
expansion on his side.
Research complete.
I
Let's get ready for a bigger push.
If
Banshees. Let's
that
take a
is
look
your
on them.
wish.
I think the castles in general are very distinguishable, also from the top, because they have
Yes.
these rope/skirts. So also from behind you can see
If
that this
that
is
is
a
your
Banshee.
My
wish.
vengeance
Town
is
is under
yours.
attack.
My patience
Alright then,
has ended.
TP home. Nothing to fear really. Here's the Nova once again, a little underwhelming. Impale, the spikes are cool, but the animation is definitely not done yet.
The darkness.
I am sworn to my might cannot be matched.
My patience has ended.
So this is a rather easy fight for us.
I
Pretty much kill everything. I hope he won't
My
tap out. I will let him go.
Is complete. Summoning is
So you can see more of the undead. Oh, actually, does he want
my
to leave?
vengeance is yours.
I'm sure. But yeah, the army comp is pretty good that we have. So I want to show you a Destroyer. And show you a Garg as well. And the next Abomination. And also Possession. So we go down south. Should grab up TP before.
You
Go.
call.
Our army is rising in numbers. Still a few spikes.
What must I do? My patience has ended.
Time to explore
You
more.
brought me back.
What else do we need to see? Guard, right? Abomination is coming.
More
The
gold
second
is
one soon
required.
as well. What's missing? Ah, the guard is coming. There we go. Looks a little bit like a bat. Very hairy. Reminds me a little of the gargoyles in the TV series. As you can see. But let's go for the turtles. One of the best creeps. You'll see in a bit.
My patience has ended.
Turtles are so powerful. Mighty.
research
So
complete.
the first destroyer as well. Again, Egyptian style. He is maybe my favorite model.
You call.
Spike Carapace is bugged as well. Because it's basically just this. I don't know, man. This doesn't look finished at all. From behind, okay. On the front, this is not finished for sure.
My patience has ended.
Let's pimp him a little.
For the Lich King.
Boom! 13 armor. I get used to the Fiends, for sure. I can go Necros as well, right? I was not the biggest fan of the Fiends because they are so round with the
My
legs now.
vengeance is yours.
Brought me back.
we go.
You call.
Combination. Go.
The shadows
Could need
beckon.
some more colors, I feel, but the design is really good. But I mean, as always in the
My
beta,
patience has
everything is
ended.
gray.
My vengeance is yours.
This
So here we have
better
the
be
first
good.
Necromancer. We're gonna see... It's the old Necromancer, by the way. With Skeletons first, then Frenzy, then Cripple as a master training. So that will be
Research
reverted in the first patch. That we got.
I am the darkness.
Oh, there's a town port. Why is there a town port?
I have heard the summons.
Pick it up then.
My might cannot be matched.
Hello.
Still getting used to the
My
new icons.
patience has ended.
So we
My
grab up
vengeance
another
is
turtle, try to level up. Wait for Frenzy and
Research
Cripple to be done.
complete.
Oh, wait, of course we have
Where
time,
shall my
right?
blood be spilled?
If we show Undead gameplay,
Thy will
we gotta
be
see
done.
some worms as well. They are a little underwhelming at, like... I don't know, they're so thin and bony. That's my biggest
My
issue with them at
patience
the
has
moment.
ended.
I am sworn to Ner'zhul.
I am the darkness.
But we will see the full palette of Undead in this game then most likely, because our enemy is leaving us alone. And for the sake of it, let's go for a meat wagon too.
I wish only to serve. My fate is sealed. I gladly
My patience has ended.
Here, yeah, such a tanky
My
Crypt Lord.
vengeance is
research complete.
So Necromaster training is done. Our sacrificial
Research
pit is
complete.
almost done as well. Let's give him a new acolyte
Summoning is complete.
to get a
You
little
call.
shade.
I am the dark.
Where did he actually creep this entire game? What a game.
The damned stand ready.
Sacrificial pit animation. Cool. And everything is very green everywhere. And the crypt, this bothers me as well. You can't really differentiate if it's producing or not because there's constantly this green glow. For the slaughterhouse, it's pretty fine. Here, you see it immediately as well.
Summoning
Especially these
is
two blue
complete.
pools are very cool. And this is, of course, very green. Once more. Wait, I can go for more Banshees.
I shall be your
Doing with the
eyes.
shade. The shade is a little too transparent. You can barely see him, especially like everywhere. You can barely see it. Dot.
My vengeance is
Take this.
yours.
All right.
I am the darkness. My vengeance is yours.
I bow to your will.
Yes.
Yes,
My
master.
cries
Okay.
chill.
We can't do too much at the moment.
Our forces are under attack.
Oh.
I am the darkness.
Okay, let's creep this then. Disease cloud fills a lot. Like takes a lot of space. But you see if a unit is infected or not.
You call.
I have heard the summons. Thy bidding. My might cannot be matched. Speak. My name.
So, waiting for the Frost Wyrm and then go? What do you think? I think that's a great idea.
I am the darkness.
For the meat wagon. Let's do it here. The projectile, I'm not too sure if this is a corpse anymore. I mean, here is a corpse, but you don't really see it. Looks more like magic. So definitely some work to do. Okay, what's our enemy doing? Wyvern. How did he get level 3?
Summoning is complete.
Yeah, this will of course be an easy fight for us, but we just want to display everything that Undead has to offer. I can show you Frenzy
Intriguing.
already.
For the
Some
Lich
auto
King.
modification things.
Make your
The
choice.
restless
Frenzy
dead await.
Is back to single
Let
target.
darkness guide
And pretty
me.
much the old effect, right? So this little cloud with the lightning inside.
You ran.
And yeah, fast attack.
I await.
These little spiders on the ground, they should definitely work on that.
The dead shall serve.
Very hard to see what the Fiends are focusing and whatnot. So we gather our army and then we crush our opponent. That's my goal at least. Hope I won't embarrass myself. There's something here. Greater mana. Ring of Regen. Big invul. Okay. Could pimp the Lich even more. But no. So, the birth of the Frost Wyrm? Is it a birth? The resurrection, I guess. These
Our
bones
gold mine
here
is nearly empty.
on the yard, I'm not too sure. There he is! Yeah, very bony, very slim. And I have a problem with the attack animation. I mean, he doesn't look that scary. And he was before. So let's check the attack animation real quick. It's fast. Like, it falls down very fast. It doesn't feel as heavy and powerful as it was before.
I am the dark.
But that's just my take. Thing in the group. Don't think so. Let's get the casters in the group as well.
You called me.
Oh yeah, anti-magic show is a little bugged because there's this little this little effect. It doesn't get all of the units, especially in air. On the ground, it seems a little better. It's still green, but it's still off. You see, it doesn't cover the entire unit.
What's done is done.
And yeah, my player color is blue, but it's still the green anti-magic, which is something I absolutely detest. So let's go. I haven't seen Web actually, but we'll see it now. Ooh, Web is barely visible. Again. Impale again doesn't have the animation to throw stuff up in the air.
My patience has ended.
Level. And that's game, ladies and gentlemen. That was the Undead gameplay. You've seen pretty much everything. Except the Dreadlord, but I showed you the Dreadlord already in an earlier video here. So how do you like it? Do you agree with my criticism? Do you agree with my praise? I think the Undead are, so far, the best race, the most distinguishable race, even though we have problems with ghouls and skeletons next to each other, and the spells are definitely off. Like, Nova is off, Coil is off, Impale is bugged. You definitely need more power in these spells. They need to be bigger. But I hope they will work on it. I think the effects in general here were not done. It's just to see if it's all working. At least that's my hope for this. Yeah, but apart from that, I had way bigger problems with Orc. I had way bigger problems with Human. And for a first day of Undead, this is pretty okay. I mean, the Blight needs some work as well. Everything is very gray. That is a problem. But in general, I think it's fine. Or needs buffs as well. But yeah, that's another thing where particles could do the magic. For example, as a little comparison, when I saw lava spawns the first time, I hated them. And then they added some particles down the road and things were a lot better very, very fast. So I hope you liked this gameplay. I hope you got a good impression of what Undead is capable of here in Warcraft 3 Reforged. My name is Neo, and I want your feedback in these comments. So get your ass down there and tell me what you think about the Undead race. See you in more videos very, very soon.